Good morning, everybody. Yeah, we're good. Ooh. Okay, let's share the screen and get started. Good morning. Whew, what a day. All right, so you have NVIDIA's earnings tonight, which we definitely should go through. But let's get to it here. All right, let's start with the basics, and then we'll go from there. So I do think it's really important to get this. If you look at this 55 right here, see that? And 474.38. All right. So you look at the number, and you get 474.38. Then you go here, and you drop this down. And then we're just going to go right here, and we're going to go 474 right there. All right. And what you're going to note is that you've been down here now quite a few times. Now, you've done some undercuts, even yesterday, where they made it look like it was going to break. And then all they did was just rip it. So you have this pattern going on right now. And you probably already see it, but see this coming straight across, watch. See it? So I would say that that level is way more important. But if you were to look at these levels today, and I think you're better off taking a better look at the landscape than just getting into minute detail today. Because are you going to break this again today? I don't think so. I don't think you have a chance. I think the only thing that's going to get you today is just volatility, but I think it's going to be very light. I think everyone's going to wait for NVIDIA. If you watch yesterday's video, and I don't know if you did or not, but if you did, you're definitely going to want to put yourself in a position to watch it. But this event tonight is predicted to be more volatile than an FOMC meeting by like 50% if you know how to read the graph. So this is not going to be a small move at all. It's going to be violent, like really violent. And so I kind of like these events because they're binary, meaning somebody's going to be right, someone's going to be wrong. And people are going to bet however they want to bet. And some people are just not even going to deal with it, right? But at the end of the day, you're going to get an answer tonight on which way that AI is going to go. Now, even if they sell it down, even if they sold NVIDIA down and it had good earnings, you still know, right? You still know that, oh, okay, this is still something I need to pay attention to. If this could work, that'd be fantastic. There you go. So when you're looking at stuff like this, like you don't have the same lower highs, right? And that's because you're tech laden. Okay. And I think that that's really important to get as well. right? So if you look at those, they're key levels to the upside, and you've been bonking in here a couple times, but that's really what you're shooting for. I don't think you're going to have a lot going on today that's tech related. I think you might see the interest rate trade, you might see that continue. That's possible. That's definitely possible. But I don't think you have to worry about the other stuff. I don't think you have to think about tech today until tonight. And there's a lot going on. You have the conference call. He's going to be on TV at 6:30. That's pretty rare for someone to do that if they think they're going to have a bad quarter, to put themselves in that position. They usually would rather take the victory lap than put themselves in that position, which is exactly what I think he's going to do. But you never know. He might think it's a victory lap and the stock could still sell down. You just don't know. And I think that's the best way you have to look at it. But overall, since you flipped right here, have you given any reason for this to not go higher? No, it just keeps going. But let's go look at the futures market, because the futures market tells us a lot more, right? Because it trades more. So this has been that trend that we've been talking about, and you keep riding it and bumping, but you're not going anywhere. And I don't think that you are. So if I clean all this off for a second, I don't think you're going to go anywhere until NVIDIA's earnings. I really don't. I don't think you're going to go up or down, or anyone's going to commit capital or take capital off. I just don't see it. So, do with that what you will. I think it's going to be a pretty slow morning here. I do think that makes way more sense to look at it that way. I do think that, that SMCI trade yesterday, I'm going to get into some of these names in a moment. I think they might have a problem Wednesday, Thursday, the people that are short that. I'm not saying it doesn't work as a trade, but I think they might have a problem. I'll tell you why I think that. So like Hindenburg's actually been killing it lately. I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due. Like they nailed a bunch of stuff. Even the point of like IEP, and I really like Icon a lot, but even to the point of, I don't think it should have ever been trading that much over NAV, but even to the point of like understanding that he had loans out there that nobody else even understood that he had loans. I mean, they nailed it. They really did. You got to give credit where credit's due. So what does this mean? I don't know. I don't know what it means. We'll see how this plays out, but it's not good. It's certainly not great, for that to happen, but I don't think this stuff should ever trade over NAV anyway. Like it never made sense to me. Why would a holding company trade over NAV? Like I don't even understand like why Berkshire trades at 60% over value. I think it's like one of the dumbest things in the world. Like you literally own a mutual fund and you're paying over 60% of the NAV to own the mutual fund. Like what? Why? For what purpose? Makes zero sense. Like zero. So it is what it is. Anyway, I think you have to look at this from a couple of different standpoints. And let me get back on topic. I think the very first thing we should go over is this. I made all these notes to figure out the nicest way or the right way to say this. So like, I don't think you can look at this and think that you're just going to be stagnant. Like there's just no way. So the volatility index that predicts these things, the implied volatility is 10%, 9.5, but let's just say 10. All right. So here's 10%. So you're going to stop here at the highs. You know what you're not going to do? Stop there. That's not going to happen. And like 10% from here, like picture NVIDIA missing. You think you're going to stop there? Like, oh, it's just going to miraculously stop at like this level at like 118. Like that's just frolics. Like there's no way that that's going to happen. The worst case scenario would be it stays flat and then everyone just bleeds out, but it's not going to do that. If you go and take a look at this, and here, let me get back on point, because I think that's the best thing to do right here. So, and I'm going to take this off for a moment. Okay, did that stay flat? Did we stay flat there? Did you stay flat here? Kind of. You didn't go goofy. You kind of sold down. You popped. So the idea that this thing's not going to pop on earnings is kind of silly, right? So, and again, all we're going to do is just go back to that March level where we popped, and all you have to do is measure them off. But the average pop on these always led to new highs on good earnings. Like it wasn't like it didn't lead to a new high, right? So you popped here. People don't even know this anymore, but like you popped here, right? Oh, okay, new highs, new highs, new highs. Like no, womp womp, right? Because people weren't impressed. New highs, new highs. So like the idea that you're just going to stop, and everybody had the same thing. Oh, this is your range, right? The idea that you're not going to hit new highs if this thing crushes again and they have to reassess the earnings. You know, the only thing that the negative people are saying is that, oh, I can't keep doing this. That's so stupid. There's no logic to that thought process. But could AI fall off? Sure, absolutely. It's happened in the past. Things have gone away. I just don't think people understand the magnitude of this. So I think that you need to be prepped for that and understand that tomorrow is going to be wicked. Like it's going to be violent. You have GDP too, but tonight's going to just be absolutely wild. So you have all those different things you can trade with it, like NVDL, NVDS, you know, all of these things that you can trade with it, SOSX, SOXL, like just depending on how it goes. The entire market's going to move. So keep that in mind. It is what it is. And that's what's going to drive us, you know, going forward this evening. I don't really know how else to say it except that it's going to be wild. And I don't think it's going to be any kind of 12-point move. I think that's very delusional. I really do. I think that is a very delusional way to look at this. And, you know, I think you're going to bounce around. You're going to be up. You're going to be down. But it is what it is. So we'll see what happens with it, and we'll go from there. The index is held, and that's really good. Okay. The index is held, and I think that's good. And I think you have to go forward. Now, there's a couple themes out here that I don't know that people are truly getting. I know they're getting it, like hopefully they're getting it in the community. The hours where we bought it. Oh, if you are on the wait list, please check your email. There's 3 days left, and then that's it. I'm shutting it down. I'm closing enrollment again. So if you are on the wait list within the next 72 hours, you will get an invite. So just make sure that you are on the wait list, and please check your emails. And if you are on the wait list and you didn't get it, please email me, because after 72 hours, that's it. So if we look at this, like these are like the easiest trades. And, you know, I go over it today, or I went over it with the group this morning in like the private video, but I just want you guys to think about this. Like if you know interest rates are going to go lower, like all this stuff has to go up. Just understand just do any kind of macro analysis and any kind of study on what's going to move if interest rates go lower. I mean, these trades they're no brainers. This is the most telegraphed move probably in the history that we've ever had. In me trading for 25 years, I've never known before that they are going to cut rates 100 to 200 basis points. Never. I've never known that that's how far that they were going to go, ever. And we have that knowledge. So if you know that, you need to be looking at the interest rate trades. I mean, they're just layups. So keep that in mind. I'll leave it at that, and I'll take questions. Figure this out, and we'll go from there. But I don't really think that there's much more to say there. And any of those names, any of them that you're looking at that are interest rate sensitive, if you're not dealing with those, let me do this really quickly. I think that's an enormous mistake. So I do want to just really push that about the community. I mean, obviously it's up to you what you guys do. If you join and you don't join, that's cool. But it is what it is. But I don't want to, I don't want to go through a period of time where people are trying to get in and then they find out that they can't. Because once everybody joins again, and the people that are coming in, I'm getting a decent amount. I talk to every single person, or I should rephrase it. I give them the opportunity. They're not forced to talk to me. But I want to talk to everybody. because everybody affects, when you're in a community and you talk to people all day or they interact with you, whether they're just doing swing trading or day trading, whatever, it's all energy. It's going to affect you, so it's all about environment. So anyway, it is what it is. I got to fix this camera, man. I'm sick of staring up. I've had enough. I've had enough of the staring up. It's over. I'm going to bring a guy in, I think, to set this whole thing up. And go from there. Let's add these contacts and get these people in here so that I can do this. Let's take some questions. I'm going to take a lot of, what time is it? 45? Cool. 15 minutes of questions. Let's get to it. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. There's Bob. Bob's still in Houston? Boom. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. So what's going on? I came out with one yesterday. What was the one to see if people got it? See if anybody knows this one. Homie, don't play that. Anyone remember where that one's from? So someone asked me if I still liked Icon. They're like, is your man crush still Icon after all this? And I'm like, yeah. I said, homie, don't play that. So anyway, well, I laughed. So I think I'm funny. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to this and we'll drop you in here and let's go. What do you got for us, Bob? What are you looking at? The video, we went over it. What's up, Jay? SQSP, huh? They must be being bought, right? That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know. I'd have to find out. I'd have to find out what's going on there, dude. They have to be getting bought to trade like that. Is that what the news is? I mean, you're such a tight range. I don't know, man. If there's not news, I'm going to go look real quick. Yeah, they're going private. What's the news here? 44 share cash. They think it's going to get done. They think it's going to go more. Is that it? Yeah, they don't think 44 is going to do it. That's really interesting that they don't think 44 is going to do it. There must be a meeting or something. I don't know. This is kind of interesting. Give me a second. They must not think that if I can find it quickly. If I can find it quickly, I'll go over it. If not, then I'll move on. But there must be a shareholder meeting or something coming up. SQSP. Let's do it. Let's get to it. I should really come up with my own thing. My own news feed. All these news feeds suck, except Bloomberg, and it's way too expensive. So Glazer, who must be one of the largest investors, they're going to vote against the merger. See how much Glazer owns of the company. I love deals like this because they're so binary events. Like they're so easy to make money off of. It's just a question of how much. Let's go back to it. Yeah, I don't know why anyone thinks. Well, Glazer owns 2.5% of the company, so I don't know if that's going to get it done. If that's going to get them to reconsider that. I guess other people are going to do it as well. I'll tell you who it bodes really well for. Pardon me. I don't know what the heck I ate. I didn't even eat anything today. Oh, I had that. That's not true. I did eat something today. I usually don't eat until like later, like 12 o'clock. I treated myself to a protein Pop-Tart. It was actually pretty good. Not gonna lie. That explains it. That explains all this, right? So they're saying the valuations and all these are off, right? So here's SQSP, right? Is that it? So worst case scenario, you lose $1. They're going to sweeten the offer because they're not going to want a lawsuit. And they know they're going to get a lawsuit. So the question is how much higher? They're not going to walk away from the offer, right? So the question is, do they go to 46, 47? Like how much more are you going to make? I don't have an answer to that. What you like to do with these deals is this. I know I'm spending a lot of time on this, guys, but this is what you want to do with these kinds of deals. Like you have to understand that this is probably going to go through, right? And they'll just, hose the worker like they always do, even though they say they're for the worker, no matter what side of the aisle you're on. You need these deals to like have concerns and like they get down like this. And then like after November, you just buy it because it'll go through. They just need to saber rattle before November. But both sides will make sure that it goes through. And then when that happens, that's it. It will wind up going through. So you need it to kind of blow up to get the edge on it, I think. I don't know that I would do that. I'd be more interested in the other names. That's a really interesting name, Jay, because there's a lot going on there. I'll do TTD and then that's it. Yeah, I mean, that earnings call, right, when they started selling assets. So I don't know. They did really well. It makes a lot of sense. I don't know that I'd do it up here. Juniper, let's just do the trifecta, brother. We're here. I don't know. I'd have to look at this. I'd have to really dig into this again and understand it as to why. I forget why this is rallying the way it is. I'd have to do work on this. I'm not going to have the time right now to do that. I'll just keep going. I do like the Squarespace. The Squarespace would lead me to look at Wix and GY. Yeah, I mean, well, I'm going to just say this. This move, look. I'm just going to say this. It's all about NVIDIA tonight. Netflix will go down if NVIDIA goes down tonight. Like to own tech. Like here's how I look at it. If you're going to play tech today, and you're not playing NVIDIA, I don't know what you're doing because everything tomorrow morning is going to be predicated on NVIDIA. If the market gets smoked tomorrow because NVIDIA, misses, then buy Netflix, right? But like there's no more upside. There's nothing that has more upside potential, whether it works or not, than NVIDIA. Like today, there's just not. So why would you know what I mean? Like, why would I step in front of this train? And it could work, or I could be forming double horns right here, right? Because there's like the two horns, and then there's the face, right? Say it. So I really think that at the end of the day, I don't see the sense in it. Like, I get it. I saw it yesterday too. But even like this, I bought this yesterday, and I really like this company. Cost. I bought this yesterday at 900 when it broke. And then I turn around and I'm at like 909 and like, watch this bar, like here, watch. Right. And I'll just explain to you why I'm saying this, but like, there's like one bar in here where it breaks out. Like, it's like right here, 907 to like 909. I'm like, I'm in Costco. I just made $9 in like 15 minutes, 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, tag. Do I care about this? No. In other words, you're like, oh, you could have gotten, I also could have gotten hosed. So, but at the end of the day, it all went away. And what are you supposed to do? Now you're going to hold it and hope that the last 5 minutes someone buys it. Like that's a way to start working for somebody else. Like I'm not doing that. So, when you look at this kind of stuff, not that there's anything wrong with that, but like you get what I'm putting down. Like you need processes that work, right? So if you know that you have a key event, I was just talking to somebody about this exact strategy where you have a key event. Everything's about this key event. Why do I want to play these names? Like why play a secondary name? It makes zero sense because all points of entry are going to go through one name, and people don't think that yet. They will tomorrow morning if they don't get it yet. I mean, can it go? Yeah, I don't know that I'd be that interested today, though, man. Some of the other names that aren't tech related, like Starbucks. I've been telling people this. And nobody listened. I can always tell. It's so funny. Like in the community, when I do an idea, when I get the groans, I can always tell that like it's a decent idea, because it means that retail hasn't caught on to what's actually going to happen yet. So when this news came out, and it was based upon, I actually tried to buy it here when Elliott got involved, right? And then they did the kibosh and it faded. And then earnings, and then this came out, and then I just printed it. I'm like, okay, they're going to listen to Elliott Management. Like if you listen to Elliott Management, your stock goes up, period. It's just the way it is. Usually it takes a long time. So what you saw here is like, we just bought it here. We're still in the trade. There's literally nothing to do with this thing. My personal belief is that this thing goes back to highs within 18 months. Like I think that it has that potential. We've done this. If you've been in the community, you know this. We've done these kinds of trades before. We did it with pins, and that was the first double that we had out there. And nobody was like, well, why are we buying this dumb thing? And we paid like $18 and it went to like, what, 40? I think I closed it. After we're in something for a year and it doubles, I just take it out of the alerts. But we like had a double in it. It was like the dumbest trade in the world. And I'm like, no, see, the difference is if you bring in the right activist company and you listen to them, like the right one, and the company actually listens to them, the stock will go higher. The problem is when you bring in an activist and they don't want to listen to them because they have their own agenda or they think they know better and they're fighting you, that's the problem. Like that's why that's why Elliott Management got out of their PayPal position, because they're like they're not going to listen. And when Peltz lost Disney, right? That Peltz lost Disney up here, even though all the institutional people said, where is that move? All the institutional people, all the backers said, you should be listening to him, right? They all said it, listen to Peltz. And then the stock went to like 119 or something. I think it was this day when the vote was. And he sold all his stock. But the Disney family thinks they know better. And so you lost $20 since then. Right? Look at DuPont. Okay, so, and this all goes to these kinds of names. I know I'm spending a lot of time on these theses, but they're important theses. So like, here's where, I own this, by the way, just FYI. So like back here, if you go and look at it, like this area right here is right around, no, that's not it. Hold on. Where was it? It was like 16 or 18. It's like right around the same price point on DuPont where he came in and tried to fix the company, and they didn't want to listen to him. I forget where the price is. I'll have to find it. But they didn't want to listen to him. And he said, you have to split the company in 3 points, Peltz. And they're like, we're not doing that. We know what we're doing. And now here, what are they doing? They're splitting the company into 3 parts. So if you get the right guys in there and you know who those guys are, you just sit back and you stay out of the way. Icon's one of them too. I've done very well with his names. Like it'll take him a while because now he's got a lot on his plate, but like JetBlue, if they listen, but now there might be other issues. So I don't know how that's going to go. But with Starbucks, to get back to it, dude, like just, I have it on. I'll just watch how the quarters go. That's all I do with those now. Watch how the quarters go and make sure I hold institutional support. There's nothing else to do with them. They're very simple trades, dude. Very simple trades. It is all about NVIDIA today. What's up, Simply? What's up, Cal? RMD's the cat's pajamas? Don't tease me. That might be the cat's pajamas. What's that doing? You got to have news. You guys should hit me with the news when you know it, what it is, or what the story is, so that I don't have to do stuff. Expands board of directors. Good for them. Why did everyone increase their targets? They beat, but it didn't move on the beat. It moved for some other reason. How's the market feeling? It's a short squeeze, they're saying. All right. I don't know. I don't know why they're so short, but they're being squeezed. I don't know enough about it. I would need to know more. Technically speaking, it looks great. Especially if you get through all this right there. Is it? I gotta go look at that. I own that. I didn't even notice it. There's news if it is. I don't have that. So I don't have a response to it. I don't see that anywhere. Happy NVIDIA Day. 9 o'clock. God, man, he can ramble, can he? I don't have that, brother. Good morning, Eindhoven, the Netherlands. I don't like Micron here. I don't like the cycle. I don't like when people start telling me the cycle's got issues. I don't like when Hynix starts cutting prices. That's what scares me. What do they know? You know, DRAM's so weird. DRAM is so weird. It's really hard. So let's just say there. So a 100% ping. I don't have that, brother. I own the stock. It would be reflective in my account. It'd be reflected. I keep an account with all this stuff in it. What's up, Steve? What's up, Bath? What do you got, Sammy? What do you got? What do you got here? You got a lot typing. I don't know. I don't have a clue. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, you own options. I don't know what day you bought them. I don't know if you bought them when the VIX was 65 or 16. Would I own options there? No. Would I own calls there? No. Bonk, 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 bonk. I mean, like, no. I would not. Personally, that's just me, just an opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right. Good morning from Miami. I am. I need this to sell down. I need space phones to sell down. I need everybody to give up on space phones. This will be day 2 of everyone thinking space phones is over. This is what I live for. This kind of stuff, the fear. So I want this to kind of like come all the way back down and fall apart. Maybe give me a 22 or something like that. And then I'll watch it rebuild, and then I will live the dream of space phones. But that's not over. They don't end like this. That's not how this ends. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. So that's not how it goes. So I do. Do I have to do it here? No, clearly. Whenever you see this kind of nonsense, like, I can clean all this off. Hold on. But wait, there's more. I'll clean all this off. Whenever you have this, like, here's the hammer time. We flip the hammer and we rise, right? Like, that's a textbook trade that I would love, right? Like, I would get involved with stuff like this. I would totally fall for the banana in the tailpipe there, right? I just would. I'll show you. So, like, that would have my attention. That's not going to get my attention. This kind of stuff, I'd be gone. I would probably, looking at that, like if I caught this and I was looking at it in the morning, I'd be on the other side of that in 2 seconds because I'd know what they did. And they did people dirty. So, and you can see it, right? So those kinds of moves always, I hate saying these words. I should really write a book on high probability candlestick patterns. Whenever you have like this kind of move, right? And then you undercut down, there's always a secondary day. I'm going to say always. I don't care. There it is. Always. You always there's a highly unlikely chance that you don't have a secondary move, right? Does that mean it's over? No, it doesn't end like this. It ends in tears, right? So the dream of space funds is not over. It's just beginning. So I would love like a 22, something like that. Where do I think you could at least get to? I think you're getting at least there, brother. I mean, you just get to 27.64, right? Man, the one thing about Miami, the Cubans do not play with their coffee. Good Lord. The music of victory. That's what my voice sounds like, actually, albino. My voice sounds like the music of victory. Thoughts on ARM? I think the margins came off, and I don't think that the next generation's going the way that they thought it was, and I think that that's what you're running into a problem of. I don't see the reason that I need to be in the mobile into that. I do think that you have a support level down here. That doesn't mean that I have to put money to work at it right now. What's up, Chris? What's up, Av? What do you got? You mean to jump you? RBC. I'm trying to stay, guys. I'm going to have to jump here in a minute. No. Oh, I think they're going to slaughter people. Like if NVIDIA crushes, I think that the end of the month returns are going to make people like, I think they're going to panic. Look, I'm going to tell you something. As somebody that used to run money and as somebody that as somebody that advises, like consults is a better way of saying it because I'm not licensed, but I consult people that actually run money. I can tell you that they're out of position. A lot of people did not have a good August. You're going to have the delusional people that are going to say, oh, it's so simple, just buy the bot. Okay, dude, 5 different events and you're going to buy into it. So you have all these people that got out of high beta, right? And then after they got out of high beta, that was it. Okay. And so that's going to be a huge event, right? Give me a second here. I don't know why this isn't working. Give me 1 second, guys. And we'll go there. Give me 1 second. So I just got news. They're short. The SMCI, they're going to delay their 10K. Stock's toast, guys. Stock's toast. Hold on 1 second. I'll pull it up. The fact that they're going to do that and delay that, it's toast. I'll just breaking news. I'm going to need a little sound. Stock's absolutely toast here. The fact that they did that. So absolutely toast on that. So just watch this carefully. Right. So you're going to bonk around a lot here, but that's really bad that they're going to do that. Really bad that they're going to do that. What you want is some kind of move higher. I don't know that you're going to get that, but if you do, you know, you're going to want to watch this today. I'm going to have to jump. I'm going to have to get involved in this now. I'm going to have to go and take a look at this. That's really bad. They shouldn't be doing that. But if that's factual, that they're going to delay their filing, like, and any rally, they're just going to sell into it. But The question is how much, like how much pain are people going to be able to go through with it, like short wise, right? But that's going to be a real problem. Oh no, you're going to another level right there, right now. No, not without me. Do it. Do it. Do it. Bum, bum, bum. I mean, the only way that thing holds is if it's not true. But if they're going to delay their filing, that thing's toast. I mean, I don't even know who would be out there saying, you know what, I need to buy it. I'm going to jump, guys. And pay attention to that. What a day to do this, too. Interesting timing. Maybe they thought they'd bury it. Now you're just going to go. Go fall. Go down. There you go. Go to your home. Go to your home. Well, as soon as it breaks down there, that's it. You'll fall apart. Here it is. You got someone trying down here. You got somebody trying right here. Trying to save it. Let's see. No institution's going to go near it. You might get the short covering, but that's it. I'm going to have to jump, guys. I got to hop in the room. Let me go to the end of this real quick. But let's go there. That's really bad. Like really bad. So maybe you're going to try and hold there. We'll see. I got to jump, guys. Trade to win today.